Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll discuss about looping structures in Java programming language. Let us go and see what are the major looping structures in Java.
So in last class we discussed about your basic statements, that is your selection statements we have discussed it. So already I told you that how to build the logic. So if you want to build the logic, so we need to achieve three things. That is we need to know how to arrange the statements in a sequential order. We also need to understand the process of selection, how to do the selection, that we need to understand, that we discussed in previous one, right? Now next one is iteration. So simply let us go and see what is iteration and how to achieve the iteration in your Java programming language. So iteration is nothing but if you want to do the same task for multiple times, okay, instead of doing again and again, what you will do, you will create it into a loop. Okay, that is what known as a like a loop. Okay, for example, iteration is, let us assume that there is a track for walking. So you are starting from point A and you are going to come again to the point A, then we are completing one iteration. You started here, you have completed this one, and you came back to the point A, one iteration is completed. So again you started here, you are going to complete again till to the point second iteration you have completed. Repeatedly we are doing the same thing, 3 4 7 5 6 7 until n you are going to do all this one. So n is you are going to define. For example, today you decided that you want to do 10 iterations, you are for this track, then you are going to make it as 10 iteration. 5 iterations, then you stop at 5 iterations. So right, this is you're doing the same work for multiple times. This process is known as your iteration. Okay, like it is called as a loop, but one time if you're doing, that is known as iteration, second iteration, third iteration, fourth iteration, until your condition satisfies, you are doing to the same work. This is what known as your basic loops, or we can call it as iterative statements here. Okay, so in Java, we do have like different loops are available, and mainly there are three loops. That is, first one is a while loop, and then we have a do while loop, and next one is we have a for loop, and also we also have something known as a for each loop. Whatever the iterative statements I told you, the same thing is there. If you come to the while loop, this is the syntax of a while loop. So syntax means the rules and regulations how you should write the while loop. Out of this syntax, what is while? While is a keyword, right? It is a predefined keyword. So condition is nothing but it is a boolean condition. Already we discussed this one. Okay, it is a boolean condition, and this is the beginning of your loop, and this is represents the end of the loop. And here in the body of the loop, you can write any number of statements. You can write it here. Okay, for example, let us assume that I want to print numbers from 1 to 10. Then what I have to do is I have to write system dot out dot print line. Okay, I want to write system dot out dot print line. I want to print that particular number value. Okay, let us assume that number is I. Okay, so I is equal to, initially my number is I equal to 1. Okay, so what it will print here, 1 it will be printing. I want to print this value, I want to print a 2 here, then what I will do, I will just write I plus plus, increment the I value, and then I will go again system dot out dot print line. Okay, of again I will print I value. This time it will print how much? 2 it will print. Again, if I want to do, I will just write I plus plus, and again system dot out dot print line. Again I'm going to print I value here. So this time it will print me how much? 3 it will be printing. Until how much? Wherever I print it, like how many times I write the statement, that many times it will be printing. So in every case, if you see in this case, in this case, in this case, you are doing the same work. What is the same work? You are doing the same thing. You are doing same thing. Again I plus plus. You are doing the same thing you are going to do. Okay, so means, so why we want to write again this statement again and again? We don't want to waste the time and memory here. Okay, for this what we will do, we will take a loop here. We'll just write a loop while I less than or equal to 10. Okay, while I less than or equal to 10, what you do, you just print the I value and then increment the I value. Okay, and again you just repeat the same thing. Okay, you initialize the I value initially to 1. Okay, now what happens, So initially I value is how much? Let us take a memory location. This is the memory location. I value is stored here. What is the I value here? I value is equal to initially 1. So 1 is less than or equal to 10. This is a Boolean expression. What is the Boolean expression output? Since 1 is less than 10, it will return true value. Okay. Since it is true, it will enter inside the loop. When it enter inside the loop, it will print system.out.println I value. What is the I value? What is in memory location? 1. So it will print the 1 value here. Okay. And then what happens after this? Again the loop will be continued. So while before that I value will be incremented by 1 here, I plus plus, I value will be incremented. Already it is 1, 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. So I value becomes 2 here in memory. With the 2 value, it will go again here, 2 less than or equal to 10. Again condition is true, it will come inside. So condition is true, again it will come inside, and it will print the 2 value here. And then increment the I value to 3. I plus plus, I value will be change it again to the 3 here. Clear? So with the 3 again it will go 3 less than 10, again it will print the 3 value, 4 value, 5 value, 6 value, 7, 8, 9, until 10 it will print all the values. After 10, what happens? I value will be incremented by 1. 10 plus 1, that is equal to I value becomes 11. I value becomes 11. So with 11, it will go here. 11 less than or equal to 10. This condition is false. This condition is false. So in this case, what happens? It will not go inside this loop. Rather, it will come outside of this particular loop here. So means it go to the next part of the program. It will be going. Right. This is how a loop works. Okay, so whenever you want to do some same iterative things like this, printing numbers or any other task, whatever you want to do, you want to search for an element, sort an element, okay, any application, whatever you want to do, then you can go with this particular loop here. So hope it is clear what is a while loop and how to use the while loop. Okay, so whatever example I told you, the same example is here. So next one is a specialty about the while loop is if you observe while loop clearly, first what you are going to do is you are going to take the condition, verify the condition. If the condition is true, then only you are going to enter into the body of the loop. If the condition is false, no, we are not going to execute this particular part. But in this type of loops are known as your entry control loops. These are known as your entry control, because the entry control is depending upon the entrance. Condition is verified here, right, at the entrance itself. Let us assume that there is a room, okay, there is a party going on here, and you have a entrance here. So here there are two guards are there, and whenever the audience are coming one after another, they are verifying their particular visiting card, I mean ID card or something, invitation card or something. Those who have the invitation cards, they are let in to go inside, and the remaining people are discarded here. Means at the entrance itself we are verifying the condition, then we are going to execute this particular one. So this is known as a entry control loop. So but in some cases what happens, it is not like that. Let us assume that there is a particular two parties are going on. Okay, let us assume that there are two parties are going on. Okay, I have came to this convention center. Okay, what happened here? I don't know which one to enter here. What I will do, I will enter inside here. I will verify whether this is my party or not. Okay, if it is there, then I will be continue with this particular party. If it is not, then what I will do, I will leave this party, I will come out and I will go to the next party and I will verify that this is my party or not. You understand? In this case, what happens, at least once after entering into inside the loop, okay, into the body of the loop, then you will be verifying the condition. Means before exiting, you are going to verify the condition. Just you can also imagine this like a prepaid plan, and this can be a postpaid plan. Okay, in prepaid, first you pay it and you use it. Here first you use it and then you are going to pay it. So right, so this is two types of loops, entry control loop and exit control loops are there. So next part is like do while loop. So do while is a exit control loop. Exit control means you are verifying the condition at the last. You are not going to see at the beginning, but you are going to verify it at the end of the statement. So in this case, this is the thing. So here we have two things, that is entry control loop and also exit control loop. A do while is a exit control loop. First it will execute the body of the statements and then it will come to verifying the condition. If the condition is true, again it will come to here and it will execute the statements, and again it will verify the condition. Once the condition is failed no, then it will be coming out of this particular part and it will go to the next part of the program, right? So this is a do while loop. So in this case, you can just see an example. In this example, we have declared I value as 5. So I'm going to print the I value, that is equal to, what is I value here? Initially 5 will be printed here. I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, I is equal to I plus 1. So I plus 1 means I value will become how much? In memory, I value will become like 6 it will become. So if I value is less than 5, so what you will do? You will exit this loop and you will come outside. Okay, for example, since I value is 6 here, 6 less than 5, condition fails here, you will get outside of the loop. So though the condition is failed here, you have executed this loop for one time, right? This is what the use of a do while loop. Though the condition fails, if you want to convey some message to the user for one time, if you want to run the body of the loop for one time, in that case you can make use of this one. So next one is known as a for loop here. So what exactly a for loop is? Here again for is a keyword. Okay. And here what is the difference between a for loop and the previous loops is? So if you clearly observe any of these particular loops, so you have one thing in common. One thing in common is every loop has three basic things. That is, first one is initialization. Second one is conditional counter, and the third one is increment or decrement counter. Okay, initialization counter will tell where you have to start your loop. At 1 I want to start the loop. Conditional counter will tell you that where you have to stop the loop. Okay, for example, I less than 10, there you stop it. When I is greater than 10, then you stop it. So incremental counter will tell you that if you want to increment the value or decrement the value. For example, if I started from 10, I want to stop at like 1, then what I have to do? I have to use the decrement counter. I started from 1 and I want to go to 1, 2, 3, I won't go. So in this case, I want to plus value. So incremental counter will be taken. Here decremental counter will be taken. When you go to 10, 9, 8, 7 like this, you want to decrement the value, then you will take this value. So right. So in while loop, so all these are not segregated. All these are not segregated means we have initialization counter here, we have a conditional counter here, okay, and we have a increment and decrement counter inside the body. So three are at three different places. Okay, there may be a complexity while you are using this one. So to simplify this, we make use of this initialization, this for loop. In this for loop, in a single line itself, we are writing your initialization counter. So I equal to 1, and conditional counter I less than 10, and also increment counter I plus plus you are going to write, and you are going to execute the body. Whatever the statements are there, you are going to execute this. One point you should note here is whenever the loop is coming for the second time, so this will not be first time when it comes, it goes to the initialization counter, but second time when it is coming, it will directly go to the conditional counter. Okay, and also this increment decrement counter is once the body is completed, when your control comes to this particular parenthesis, then this increment or decrement counter will be activated. This is what the specialty of a for loop here. Okay, so it will be executed only once, it will be executed for every iteration, this will be executed at the end of this whenever the control reaches the end of the body or that particular loop statement. Clear? So that is a for loop here. Simply you can write a for loop here like a for I equal to 1, I less than 10, I plus plus. Okay, just to print that particular value here, you can just print the value here. So just write system dot out dot print line of I value. Okay, so in first it will initialize the I value in memory as 1, it will take 1 less than 10. Okay, so then it will come in condition is true, it will come inside, so it will print the I value will be printed as 1. So after that, again it will go to the second iteration. Second iteration, before going to second iteration, this conditional statement will be executed. So I value will be changed to 1 to 2, it will be changed. So with 2 less than 10, it will be coming here. 2 less than 10, it will be coming here, and it will print the 2 value. Similarly, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 will be printed. Once the sorry, 9 will be printed. When the value comes to the 10, so it will come here, I value will become 10 and it will come here. 10 less than 10 condition fails, so it will print only 1 to 9. If you want to print the 10 value also, just you keep the equal to here. So if equal to, then it will print the 10 value also. When value becomes the 11, 11 less than 10 condition fails, it will come to the next part of the program.
Thanks for watching this video. In next video we will discuss about the remaining section, that is for each loop. If you like the content, please do subscribe to the channel. Please like the video and share the video with your friends, and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks. We'll meet you in the next one.